Steve decided that he was going to help Angus to get rid of the rest of the giant flax out the front using an unspecified vehicle.
Go for more, Angus.
All the way down. Are we doing the whole thing now?
Gonna try. Angus?
Yeah?
Can you see the pole?
Yeah?
Can you push the end of a rope down inside it?
End of it, right?
The black rope, push an end down inside it.
Okay.
What's happening there? Okay, pull that through.
What through?
pull the rope.
Through here.
Yeah. Pull the pipe back through. Just along the rope. And now pull the rope. Pull, Angus. Hold on. Yeah, go now. You got it?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Saved, or they're already on their last week.
The giant flax is no longer.
As I first been, I was like, yeah, it didn't even feel like it.
Okay. It's gone, the scarlet.
Down. And you know where
It looks a lot nicer than I thought it would. I mean, the flax was nice, but just having that straight line of hedge and the veggie garden. Now the hedge can start to fix itself.
it looked very green.
No, that's because it was getting blocked and squashed by the flax. But it'll come right, especially with a bit of a trim. That'll help it to bush out. Yeah, it was hard to reach in there to trim because of the flax, and probably, it's put more growth upwards because it was getting squished out. But good job, guys.
Now we just have to wait for a few months till this dries out. And then we can build it.
You want to help with the chickies? Good morning, chickies. Where you going, Trevor? Give them a little bit more food. How's the water, I think? Oh. Yeah, you guys have got heaps. How are you enjoying the apple corner?
There's a chicken in there.
Yeah, Mummy's been letting them go in there so they can clean up the fallen apples and bugs. Grit. Somebody's laying an egg. Might be the only egg we get today. Hey guys, welcome to Wild Hope Homestead. So I've been chipping away at weeding down in the front plot, weeding the beds and the rows and the long grasses under the hedge. This morning Steve decided that he was going to help Angus to get rid of the rest of the giant flax out the front using an unspecified vehicle. So in any case, the flax is finally out without too much effort in the end, although Angus put a lot of work into it, hacking away, and it's really nice to have it gone. So I don't know what we're going to do with it now. We've got a big mountain of flax to get rid of now, but I'm going to carry on with getting the weeding done and tidying up the rows and paths. It's getting hard to separate the weeds from the flax, so there are pieces of old flax leaves buried under the weeds that have been chucked there, and from previous times we've hacked it back, and just ones that are old and decomposing anyway. So we can't really line trim or mow down here for now, which is what I'd like to do to get rid of these weeds, because there are still bits of flax leaf, so I might just have to leave that for a little while and move on with the rest of the garden. It may not be ancient, but I did have one discovery. We actually have one Chuck's winter squash ripening, which is good because I thought there might not be any. I put 2 plants in, but I put them in pretty late, and one in particular didn't get going very well, but they got a bit dry. They didn't have much time to grow, and then they were getting swamped by weeds. So it's nice that we've actually got one, even though he's not. It's okay in there. The stalk's still green, so I'll just try and leave it for a bit longer and see if it will ripen a bit more. Well, the battery ran out on the hedge trimmer and the camera. I was hoping to get the front of the hedge finished, but I didn't quite get to the end. I need to do the top of the hedge to see, to actually get the height, and then I can round it off a little bit taper it off a bit towards the top. Doing the top requires the ladder and a charged battery. So it's looking a little bit sparse at the moment because it's been a while since I cut it. I trimmed across out the front of our property along the fence a little while ago, but I didn't want to do this side of the hedge until I'd gotten all the long grass weeds out from under it and dealt with the flax, because that was just making everything awkward. I also needed to line up the timber, I guess you could call them sleepers, the pieces of timber that we've got along the ground as an edge. I've got those sorted out and straightened up and measured so that they're the same width away from the fence, and that's helping me get a nice line on the hedge, which helps. Obviously the end near the flax looks a lot worse. But trimming it's the best thing for it now, so that it'll be able to bush out again. Everywhere that you cut it, it's going to sprout multiple shoots. So it'll be good when it's done, but I just have to wait for now. And I can carry on with doing something else in here, like I've got one more rosea weed and I've still got a few more brassicas to plant. Meanwhile, Steve and the kids have taken the flax mountain to the dump. Yay! Along with some of the weed piles, which is really good. Otherwise they would have just been sitting around. So now we've just got these weedy piles to tidy up over here, which is good. And the rest of the bits down there.